Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. Today we are going to learn how to use indicators in SSRS report. We will be creating a simple SSRS report from scratch, and then we will use indicator with default setting that has percentage rule. And then we are going to go ahead and calculate our own percentages in expressions and use them for the indicator. And finally we will create a group and then calculate the percentage in the group and use the indicators. Now let me take you to SSMS SQL Server Management Studio and show you query I'm going to use. So this is simple select query that's selecting all the records from total sale table. The definition of this table and these data is available on www.techbrothersit.com under SSRS video tutorial. So I will put the link in the description as well. So you can go ahead and copy and practice on this one. Let me take you to the SSDT SQL Server Data Tools, and that's where we are going to create our report. I already have a project open. Click on the Reports tab, add new item. Now click on the report and provide the name. I'm going to call this one indicator. Add. Right click on the data sources and then add data source. Provide the name. Let's call this one DS sales. Now use the shared data source reference. If you are creating multiple reports from same database, it's good idea to create a shared data source. In my case, I'm using a sales database, so I have created a shared data source called sales. Hit OK. Now right click on the data sets, add data set and provide the name. Let's call this one dset sales. Use a data set embedded in my report, select the data source and then paste the query here. You can use a store procedure if you have. In my case, I have simple select, so I'm using this one. Hit OK. In the design surface, right click, go to insert and then go to the, let's create the table. And now in the table, let's get the columns. Salesperson first name, salesperson last name, and I would like to get items sold, and then I'm going to get maybe country and then finally region. So I'm getting all these columns here. Let's make it a little big so you guys can see that. I'm going to expand this part a little. Click here and make this bold and give some color so the report header will look a little fancy. So we are all good here. Now let's preview the report. As you can see that we have items sold here. If I would like to take the percentage of this one and say, okay, I would like to see how much percentage this item sold in each of these country and region, then what is going to happen? I would like to show some indicators like red, green or yellow on this part right here. That will tell me, okay, sale in this part really happened the way we wanted, and in this region or country the sale was not according to our expectations. So let's go back here in the design, add a new column. So right click on anywhere here and then say insert column on the right. So that's where I want to insert column. Now here once you click and go to the insert, you will see the indicator. Get the indicator here, and now you have different types of indicators available to you. We can select any of them what we like. Let's take these traffic lights for now, and you can change these symbol to the to any indicator type later. As once you have the formula, doesn't matter which, you can come back here and always make selection. This is not going to impact anything. So hit OK. Now indicator is there. Once you have indicator, click on an indicator and you will see that gauge data window. Now select this one and provide the value on which you want to calculate or show the indicator. So here we would like to see item sold. So I'm clicking on item sold. It is taken of sum of items sold, and that's it. Now you go and preview the report. As you can see that for a couple of values it did automatically show us green, for such as 10 in France and in European region we see green, and for France and that's another record we see that, and this has also happened in Europe, and so also we seen green right here. Then for two values such as one of them USA and value is 5, and another one is also value is 5, and India country is India and region is Asia. So for those it is shown as yellow, and finally it is shown as the red for the rest of them. We didn't write any formula, so what it is telling us right now with the default percentage rule, it is telling us top 33% show me in the green, then for the next ones 33% show me the yellows, and other ones below ones show me the red. So this formula is already there. So let's go to the properties, so indicator properties, and now go to the values and states and see the formula it is a username. So see, from start 0 to 33, and it is percentage. So it is for the top 33%, it is sorry, for here those are the top ones, because with the highest value green. So lowest from 0 to first 33%, it is shown as red, then next from 33 to 66%, it is shown as yellow, and then finally for the highest values 33% is shown as green. So that's how it is calculating right now. I don't really feel this is the right way, because let's say you have only one value, that's like in this case, let's go back here and think about a value, there would be 20 here, so we will only see one country that will be green, rest of it could be yellow or red. So this is not really I would not say this will be just by default you will be getting the result that you wanted, or for me it is more like what I calculate and what my users want to see. In that case, I would like to calculate the things by myself, understand them better, and then if this is the case, okay, they will say, okay, for the top 33% show us green, for the next 33% you show us yellow, and the bottom 33% you show me the red. That's fine, I can use the default, but I would like to see more details. I would like to see, first of all, I would like to calculate the percentage by myself, and then I want to write my own formulas. So let me add a new column and calculate the percentage. So let's go back here, let's make a little more space here because we are not using all this space. And now instead of let's delete the country, or let's delete the salesperson last name, we don't need that column, and we can add a column here, insert, right. And now what I want to do, I want to write expression, and I'm going to call this one percentage. So in this case I will be writing my own expression to calculate the percentage. Go to expressions, and here what we'll do, we'll get the field item sold divided by sum of the whole thing, this field, and then if we will multiply with 100, that's going to give us a percentage for each of the field. So we can see from the total one value divided by the total value multiply 100, that's going to give us a percentage. So we can see in each of the region or country how many percent items or business we did. So hit OK now, and we can go back here and see the values. So if you see here, it is given me all 100 because we did make one mistake here. So let's go back to expressions, and as you can see that I took the field, so it took the scope of detail. I would like to have sum on the data set level, and I'm going to call this one D set because that's the name of the data set. Sales. Now it should give us correct results. Preview, and as you can see that North America, as we have one value 2.5, 245, and now we are calculating correct percentage for each of those items sold in each of the country or region. So for each of the record we can see the percentage. Now here I would like to go ahead and display the indicators according to my requirement. Let's say below than 10%, I would like to show everything in the red, and from 10 to 20% I would like to say yellow, and then above 20% I would like to show everything green. So now we are going to go back and change these indicators. So here go to the indicator and click right here. So instead of using this we will be using our own formulas now. Right click, indicator properties, and values and states. That's where we are going to go and change the things. Instead of percentage, we are going to calculate a numeric value now. So we know numeric values for ourselves, and here is the formula that we are going to use. Instead of the sum of these items sold, we are going to use this formula. So remember, we took the items sold divided by sum of those items sold. The scope will be data set level, so we call this one dset sales, and multiply 100. This is giving us a number or percentage in each of those values, and that's what we have displayed in the one of the column of percentage. So this value we would like to use for our expressions here. Hit OK. Now from 0 to 10%, if the value is there, I would like to use as the red, and then from 10 to 20 I would like to see in yellow. From 20 to 100 I would like to see as the green. So here we have different options. You can, as you can see, fx, as long as you see fx, that's expressions, you can change to anything. So it's your choice. Now it is using a numeric value. It is not using the default percentage rule. It is using numeric value, and we have calculated those numeric values, and then we are telling between this value and this value. Okay, you are going to show us a red, yellow, or green. So we are writing these things by ourselves. Now if you click here, you can also change the different signs here, or image, whatever you call this one. Instead of this one, let's say if we would like to use this up kind of green arrow, and for yellow, if we would like to use something different, maybe we would like to use arrow. So this can be changed for each of the row, so you can change accordingly whatever you want. So hit OK, and now preview. As you can see that we have written okay, if the value of this percentage between 0 and 10, show me red. So you can see that for 2.5 it is red, 5 red, and when it is above 10 and between 20, so for 10 to 20 we are showing a yellow. So you can see that yellow, and for above 20%, this is what we are showing a green. So this is how you will calculate. Now let's go ahead one step ahead and create the group, and then display the indicator. And percentage we are going to calculate by the group now. Right now we are just taking the percentage. See, we calculated the percentage on each of the row. This in the next one right here, we are going to go ahead and calculate on the group. First of all, delete this region. I'm going to use this region as a group. So let's delete this column. Now bring the region in the row group here, and preview the report. And as you can see that we have a report with the groups now. So that's Asia, Europe, and North America. But still we are using the same formula on the detail level. So I would like to change for these 4 records. I would like to have 100%, and then see in each of the region what happened, and then change the indicators accordingly. So I'm going to go ahead and change my percentage formula first. So here is my region. That's the name of the group. Let's go to expressions, back expressions, and instead of taking the sum on the data set level, so we would be taking the sum of region, so group level. So once we take the sum on region level, it's going to give us a percentage in each of the group. Now let me copy this one again, hit OK, preview, and now you can see that we have percentages. For Najaf, he sold 1 item, and it is 10% of the total, and then the other one, Sukhjit, he sold 2 and 20, and if you calculate this whole thing, this is 100% in each of the group. But what we would like to see, we would like to change these indicator values as well. So now we are just calculating according to the region, and let's go back, give some space here. You can always format the way you want this percentage. In my case, I didn't really format, so it is showing all those things. I'm not interested to show actually these one, no. Just I'm showing you here so you can make a comparison between percentage and indicator and see if the indicator states are coming correct. Now let me go back to the indicator. So click on indicator and we will rewrite our expressions again. Indicator properties, values and states, and numeric is fine, and expressions, as you can see that we were using on a data set level. Here we will be using on a group level. So group name is region, and now it is going to change that. Also, I would like to change this part of indicator. So indicator states from 0 to 10. I said okay, that's too low. I would like to say 0 to 30 first 30%. If the value lies between 0 to 30, I would like to show as a red. If it lies between 30 to 60, then I would like to see as a yellow, and then from 60 to 100 I would like to see as a green. So hit OK now, and now you will see that it is changing according to the region value. So here you can see that for Pakistan the guy has okay 10% only sales, so it's a red, and India we have also 20. For 50 we have yellow, but we don't have any green, as we have changed 60 to up for the green. So I would like to go back and show you green as well. Let's change that value so we can see our all the sales were not great, like 60% in these groups. So none of the guy were able to make 60% of the sale in each individual group. So let's go back to design, indicator properties and states and values, and we are using numeric values. We are calculating these percentages or values by ourselves and then using them. So between, let's say 15 and 15 to 40 and 40 to 100, all good here. And now we can see that okay, in each of the group, let's say for Najaf he made 10% of sale of this entire group, and he's in red, but other Sukhjeet made 20% and Chirag made 50% of the sale in this Asia group. If you go to Europe group, we can see that okay, we have Petra, she made 52% of the sale, and the rest of that you can see that, and then the indicators shown us right away. You don't need to show the percentage, but I was just showing you guys so you can make sense if our indicators are working properly. So that's how most of the time you in here I was calculating these percentages, right, and then using those values as a number. You can also use, let's say you have just item sold here, as we have here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 10, whatever this right here. Instead of even calculating the percentage, if you are not interested to see the percentage, and if somebody say okay, with the only item sold I would like to see the indicator. If somebody has sold 1 to 5 items, I would like to see as a red, and above 5 to 8 I would like to see green, yellow, and then above that I would like to see as a green. So you can use the numeric values directly as well. You don't have to calculate the percentage. This was one step ahead. I went and show you how to calculate percentage on the detail and then group and use them as with the combination of indicators. So let's delete this percentage, we don't need that. Also let's go to the indicator now, and here we will be using the item sold, and if you can see now everything is red because it is using our the expressions whatever we have. And now what we are going to do, we are going to use the item sold numbers and change them. So let's go back to design, right click, go to the properties, and then go to the value and states, and here we can change the number. So I would say okay, if the sum of the items sold for that row is between 1 to 3, red is fine, and from 3 to 7 I would like to have yellow, and then here I would like to have from 7 to all the way up 100. One thing here, you see 100 okay, I might have a item sold that can go to 1,000, maybe 10,000 or 100,000. So I have really I don't have the number to put here. I can do one thing. If I know that okay, my items are not going to be sold in like million, I can go ahead and put a million. But best way could be, okay, you hit on FX, go to the fields, and then you might want to take the max. So instead of 100, say max, take the max value from the item sold, and then the scope of this should be the set sales. So you are taking the max of this field on the data set level. Once you have it, that's the max value. So you would not really have to worry about, okay, this what is my final value there, what I should I put 100, 200 or whatever. So by taking this value, it is going to take always the max value from your data set and then use that in that part right here. So this is one way to do the things. And the same way you can also go with the min. If you would like, you write f of x, take the min value. Maybe you have sales in here we don't have sales in the minus, but there could be possibilities where you have values in minus and or negative values. You can take the min value and use that there, and also you write these expressions on different places. So hit OK. Now let's go back and take a look. As from 1 to 3, we said that okay, anything that's red, and then from 3 to 7 yellow, so values are coming correct, and then above 7 to max value, whatever it is, and in our case it is 10, so we see the green. So this is how you will be using indicators. They are really helpful to show the things visually, and it helps just taking at this green yellow things. Our managers can make good decisions and see that okay, how the company is doing. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in next video.